Well, that's a disappointing loss where we had a chance to cut it to one with 8 minutes and some change left in the game. Credit Kentucky; they're a very, very good team, very, very tough. And I thought that late in the game, Hero made the one shot at the buzzer on front of their bench was a huge shot because it was a 4-point game. We had a chance to get a stop on that, and I mean, that was a really good defensive possession for us. Washington was very hard for us to handle. He hit the 2 threes early, and we were supposed to, be running him off the 3-point line because he's been shooting 47% from 3 in the last 5 games, and he was, again, 3 for 3 today. So his percentage is probably over 50% now in the last 6 games from 3. I really liked our fight, our effort, the way we fought back in the second half. I thought we really played hard defensively, holding them to 31 points in the second half. But we made some adjustments in our ball screen defense. I thought Robert Woodard really was a huge, again, factor for us in terms of just effort, intensity, toughness, competitive. And so, that was big for us today. And I thought that, Lamar played a really good game overall today and played a lot of minutes. Only getting Q1 shot in the first half hurt us. He came out the second half and was much more aggressive looking for his jump shot, which is what, he has to do. And he's been working really hard on his jump shot, and he shot it well today from 3. So we got to get him to continue to do that.
Okay, Megan's got the microphone. We'll start here with Jerry in the front.
Speaking of Q, was their defense on him that good in the first half, or what was going on where he'd only get one shot off?
I think that initially when he got the ball, he was trying to drive too much rather than, look for his jumper. And he was playing unselfishly. But and we were trying to run some of our, things to get him the ball, to get him opportunity to come off and shoot. And I'll review the obviously the game today after. But he's got to get more than one shot for us, for us to be successful, no question.
Okay, and get it to Brian.
This is 2 of your last 3 games where you dug a hole in the first half and had to put together a run to try to get back in it. What's the disconnect from the first half to the second half in terms of what you're doing?
I thought this game was different than, for example, the first half against LSU in that we were right with them there early. I mean, I don't know what the score was before we struggled to score. And they hit 3s on us. We didn't double the post in the second half. But, I mean, the game was, right there back and forth for the first, 7 or 8 minutes before it, they built that lead. And it was, right around the, I remember 29-20. So, I mean, we were right there. And so I thought that they hurt us in terms of the ball screen defense. We made some adjustments. I thought that, they hit some 3s and some open 3s that we gave up. And, they got some offensive rebounds. They only had 5 offensive rebounds in the first half, but it seemed like they were big for them. Where we had the ball and somehow, they got it back, or it was a long rebound. It was a tough bounce for us on a couple of those offensive rebounds.
Go ahead and get it to Jerry, and then we'll go back to the cameras.
I bet Nick Weatherspoon was sort of lamenting the many missed shots right around the rim you guys had. What do you think was going on there?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I know he was disappointed about the one that he missed where he had the right at the rim, the layup. We talked about that a little bit as coaches, that we had some shots around the rim early that we missed. And it's, I'm not sure because, we're pretty good at that around the rim.
Go ahead and get it in the back with the cameras.
With Reggie, you didn't really have a game we're used to seeing over the past week or so. Was it something Kentucky was doing? What did you see from Reggie tonight?
Well, it definitely hurt him to pick up the 3rd foul and the double technical because that limited his minutes more. And I had him there with 2 fouls. I knew that with about 2 minutes to go. We'd been taking him out always in that situation. I told him, don't get your 3rd. And then I haven't seen what happened between him and Washington, so I'm not clear what took place, and that was unfortunate for him to pick up his 3rd in that situation because we couldn't start him in the second half. He didn't get enough looks in the first half as well, and credit them, maybe some for the defense, but it was he still rebounded the basketball and did good things. And Reggie's really coming on and doing a great job for us, both those freshmen.
Go ahead.
Ben, against LSU again today, you really played pretty well. Are you frustrated or encouraged by the way you're playing?
You know what? I'm proud of our guys, the way they compete and how hard they play. Today in the second half, in particular, I thought we showed a lot of fight to come back after the big deficit of 15 at the half, to cut it to 1 in 12 minutes. And Kentucky's really good, and they've been, wherever they go, they're on the road. It's a packed house. It's loud as crazy. They're very experienced, and credit them. But I thought we played well enough to win, and I think I said this in the paper that I didn't do a good job managing our bench in the previous game. And you look at like Robert Woodard again today. I've just got to get him more and more minutes because he competes. He's tough. He produces, and he's tough. He defends. He does all the things we're asking him to do.
Coach, real physical game, almost to the point of being a little bit chippy. What was kind of your thoughts about maybe the tender of the game?
That's how it's going to be when two good teams are playing against each other. I think we're a good team. I still, think we can accomplish, some goals that we've set out to start the season. But, we've got to come back now and regroup here for another very physical and tough opponent on Tuesday in Alabama, where it's an 8 o'clock game, and I'm really hoping that we'll have, a good home court, which is always difficult in Starkville on a weeknight, but we really need that against our rivals from Tuscaloosa.
Keep it with the camera to the right.
But you referenced the hero shot on a good defensive possession, and we all know what Kentucky brings to the table. But what do you think it will take to win these kind of games against really good competition?
Yeah, well, for us today, it's not digging a hole in the first half. If you go into halftime with 20 minutes left in the game, down 15 against a really good team, maybe the hottest team in the country in Kentucky right now, that puts a very low probability. I thought we gave ourselves a great chance there when we were down 1 with 20 to go or whatever it was. So I'm proud of our guys. I'm proud of their effort. I'm proud of their defense. We're better offensively when we're playing good defense and creating some offense off of our defensive play, as most teams are.
We'll get it back. Go ahead, Jerry.
Ben, John said that they're winning games. They're on a winning streak, but they're not really significantly better than the teams they're playing. How much of a gap do you think there is between Tennessee, Kentucky, and everybody else?
We haven't played Tennessee yet, so it's hard for me, but that'll be an interesting series because, they play each other twice, and it'll be, Kentucky has continued to prove throughout the season. They're better than they were when we played them the first time 6 games ago. And I think they continue to improve because those guys are young, and he's doing a great job with them, and they've got a great inside-out attack. They really help defensively and play good defense. We end up shooting, 43% for the game, and we only shot 40% in the second half, but we made threes. We were 7 for 12. So you look at our shots there, we're 5 for 18 inside the 3. And, typically it'd be reversed. You'd shoot better inside. And so some of those were, pretty decent shots. And we got the line a little more, and we got the line more than they did today, which was good.
Go to Logan to coach's left.
Ben, that stretch in the second half when it was, I believe it was a 19-2 run. What was working so well during that stretch for you guys?
Yeah, just defense, creating some offense. And then we did a good job, Lamar finding people. And, he hit a couple threes. I thought Q did a really good job hitting some threes. And, we were 0 for 4 from 3 in the first half, and I think we're a good shooting team. In the second half, we ended up, like I said, shooting 7 for 12, and that was a big difference maker too. But we got some openings because we had some runouts. We had, Lamar had a nice steal or a long rebound. I can't remember which, where Tyson dunked the ball. I think it's when we cut it to 1 maybe, or cut it to 2. It was right there on that play.
Obviously, Robert played pretty good in the second half again. What have you seen out of his game develop over the last, since SEC ball started, and just talk about his ability to bring that energy and effort?
I think it's, him getting more opportunity, number one. Number two, confidence, and just experience. I mean, he's playing very confidently with a lot of composure out there, and I just like how he competes. I mean, you can see he's, a very good player and is going to be a tremendous player moving forward.
Go ahead, Joel.
Do you feel like, I guess there's still 8 games left on the SEC slate, but a couple games under 500 and things, when you start looking at the tournament stuff, is there a sense of desperation that kind of sinks in already, or is it too early for that kind of deal? Or just
we need to win our next game. I mean, you definitely can say that. We've got to get back to 5 and 6 versus 4 and 7. And, the expectations for this team are very high going into the year, and so they loaded up our schedule. I mean, our schedule is one of the toughest in all of the SEC without question. We have the 3 guaranteed that we play twice every year, and then we've got Auburn and Kentucky as our crossover game. So our net ranking is still going to be very high after this loss, but we've got to show up and play our best on Tuesday. And Alabama's really good. I mean, everybody's scratching and clawing trying to get in that tournament in our league right now, and it's tough.
Go ahead, Tom.
Going back to that 19-2 run in the second half, do you ever felt like the guys ran out of gas? Obviously we talked about the hole that was dug in the first half, but obviously rotations in the second half. What do you feel like the guys maybe ran out of gas? I mean, a couple runs here and there. But.
Yeah, you know what? I know they made a couple big shots. They went inside at us, and we'll go back and watch it. But I was keeping those guys fresh. I mean, I really tried my darndest to make sure that I was getting guys in and out of the game. And, they're really good. We showed a lot of fight, a lot of heart, and, proud of the phenomenal effort that we gave today to get back in that game and to give ourselves a chance.
Got time for a couple more. We'll get it back to Jerry.
I may be off base here, but I'm wondering if it says something about Kentucky that Washington fouls out late, and you guys keep Travis from having a major impact in the post offensively, and yet they find a way.
Yeah, and those, they're really good. They're very patient offensively. I mean, they take 57 shots. We take 53. They're going to push it when it's there, but they're very good offensively. They don't turn it over. They're playing with like a real experienced team right now, even though they've got 3 freshmen starting out there. I think that Reed Travis gives them, a huge boost in that. This guy's a 5th-year guy. He's been around. Just how hard and tough he is. I mean, a lot of things he does don't show up in the stats. He gets 8 and 8 today, but he's a major factor to me in the game in terms of defensively and, what he does in terms of physicality. I mean, we're talking about the physicality of the game. It's a very physical game and physical in the post. And, he's a problem. And P.J. Washington's playing great. P.J. Washington has taken his game to a whole new level and is a great player. First-team All-SEC guy.